talking about? Oh, the plate is like this big. What's up, folks? Welcome to Here's the Deal. Sarah and I are back in the studio.
Well, I've been in the studio. No. Let me clarify one thing. I have been in the studio the whole time. Chaz is back in the studio with me.
She's been lonely. You know what? Of course.
I allowed her to intro today because...
No, earlier we were talking and she was telling me how exhausted she was from introing the show.
I've been holding down the fort.
That's what kind of work ethic we have over here.
I've been holding down the fort all by myself. I can only do so much on one person.
Oh, wow. You're something else. You're a real piece of work.
There's assault for everybody.
Yeah. Well, we've got Allie, who's remote. Allie, how you doing?
Just hanging out, working from home.
Awesome. And we have a special guest with us today, Coach Beth Torina. I wore gold for you today.
Hey, look, I mean, who doesn't? You know, love purple, live gold.
Oh, yeah. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. You know, your husband, Nick, we see him on the show, like, always commenting, making his presence known every week.
He's a top fan.
He is. He is a big fan of you, and he is just a big fan of softball and LSU softball and his wife, and that's the coolest thing ever, that he is a huge support system for me. So he is the first husband of softball, in my opinion. So.
First husband of wow. We have the first husband of softball, and we have the Oprah of Flow Sports. Like, I don't even know.
President. No, actually, that would make me the president.
No, I think that's fine. You don't want to be the president of softball? No. I think you'd be a great president.
No. We would bottom out. So,
Beth, I promise you that there's going to be a graphic on FloSoftball's Instagram of you that says the president of softball. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, we might render a photo of you in front of the White House.
Yes, with Nick as the first man of softball. The first husband.
Please do not. No, absolutely not. Softball would bottom out if I was the president. It would be that. So.
Oh.
He's also maybe the first husband of LSU football as well, right? He had something that he wanted to ask Ches.
He did. He just. You were still salty. Speaking of saltiness, about Texas losing to LSU in football.
Look, you know what I say to LSU football? You're welcome. You know, you got your national championship and you got your first pick of the NFL draft. So you're welcome. But yes, I am still a little salty. It hurts. I was at that game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We had so many opportunities.
Oh, man.
And I hate saying that. I hate when those words come out of my mouth. We had so many opportunities.
Does that happen often?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, does that happen often?
Next topic. Well, Beth, we just wanted to catch up with you. Obviously, a lot has unfolded this year, and we've never experienced something like this as a country, and especially not in the softball community. Given the circumstances, how have you and your staff handled the season cancellation and kind of the uncertainty of what's going to be the starting point for LSU softball?
Yeah, I think it's been tough the whole way, and it's really tough. And I think as a head coach, a lot of people look to you for answers, and it was, you know, a time where I just really didn't have answers, and it was discouraging. You know, I kept telling the kids to have hope, to have optimism, and it seems like every time we were hopeful, you know, we were knocked down again. But I think it's still have to, and hopefully they'll learn that through this, that, you know, there's going to be a silver lining for all of them, and they'll never take another day on a softball field for granted again. You know, they'll understand when we say there's no guarantees, that there's no guarantee for tomorrow. I think in the long run there will be a silver lining. In the meantime, it's definitely a tough pill to swallow for all of us.
And since NCAA has passed the eligibility waiver on to Division I schools and given them the opportunity to use it, which seniors should we be expecting to see in the 2021 season?
Well, all of them. I mean, you want to call it softball, right? But as of now, all our seniors plan to return. So
amazing.
we're excited. Yeah, excited about it. And I think, one of our incoming freshmen actually responded to a tweet that Mary Beth Gorsuch put out about returning. And she said, "I'm so excited to be your teammate." And that's when I was so stressed about, roster size and all this stuff. And I thought, like, wow, these girls are going to get a chance to play. And those guys are going to get a chance to influence a group never would have, had a chance to influence. So it's going to be a cool thing. It's going to be a whole, different set of friends and teammates and lifelong people that you're going to come in contact with because they have this extra year.
That's awesome that the incoming freshmen are looking at it as an opportunity to play with some experienced players. That's awesome. I can imagine some may not have that kind of idea around it, but that's really awesome that that's kind of the environment that you're going to have with LSU next year. Thinking of next year, has the university communicated any kind of timelines on when students can be back on campus and when teams can kind of get back on the field and practice?
They're starting some timelines for our fall sports, and they are putting a plan in place of how they're going to get them back to campus. I think the winter and spring sports aren't really on the calendar yet, but, I'm confident they're going to make good decisions and safe decisions for the university. And, I'm excited to see that the fall sports are starting to, be in motion. I think that's just positive for all of us. I mean, give us any sport right now. We'll watch it, right? I was watching baseball in Korea the other night at 1:00 in the morning, just something live. So, but no, I'm excited that they're getting a chance to, and I think that gives hope to the rest of us.
Well, you could become a dirt track racing fan because we have live dirt track racing back Thursday and Saturday. Beth, you can watch on Flo Racing.
Oh wow! Did you just make a pitch?
I sure did. You're welcome, Flo Racing team. I just pitched you in on softball.
Coach, obviously, this year, financially, a lot of universities have had to make adjustments to their budgets. Has LSU softball had to make any kind of adjustments kind of going forward, looking into like the 2021 and 2022 season?
Of course they're asking us to be fiscally responsible, and they're asking us to not do things that are unnecessary. They've asked change possible if we can, not fly somewhere on a midweek or in a non-conference, and we can go bus for it. But ultimately, our athletic director has given us great support, and he's vowed to run a first-rate athletic department, and he's willing to support us in what we need to do. So we're pretty fortunate right now that we haven't seen anything major come through yet. I know there's a lot of things in store for the future, though.
Mm-hmm. That's really fantastic news. I mean,
yeah.
Ches and I have had several shows where we're talking about, what finances could shift with football, and and it's really great to hear that your AD is committed to having, like you said, a first-rate athletics department. For what right now, how is recruiting going to change given COVID? Will you be attending tournaments in June? Like, what does that look like? Or do you really not have any idea right now?
I really have no idea. And so I think that's you're the ones that make educated guesses better than me. So I really have no idea, but I know if they're playing softball, we're going to do our best or watch it or lean on you guys to broadcast it for us so we can watch it, but I really have no idea what's coming up. I know there's a lot of great people in the country trying to find the best ideas, some of the travel ball coaches that really take the lead in some of these things. The Kings got ways teams can participate this summer, and I think that's going to be great for all of us.
Mm-hmm. And you've always seemed to find really great recruits out of the great state of Texas, and just recently, a number of Texas club organizations have banded together to start the Texas Fast Pitch League. What are your thoughts on the teams in Texas coming together to help actually provide a number of solutions, financially for parents, and then travel-wise for families. What do you think about this newfound league?
Well, I know about this league because of Nick Torina, of course. He's filling in on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. But he keeps me up to date on softball, so I know about it. But I think a lot of it's going to be regional this summer. It seems like it just makes sense, for people to stay where they are. Less travel, all of those things just make sense. And these kids need an opportunity to play. One interesting thing that's come of this is we're going to have on campus that are freshmen again, right? And then we're going to have this new class of freshmen. So we have a lot of freshmen next year, but one of them already has a year of experience at LSU, and one of them is coming in the same class without it. So I think this group of, especially the 2020 incoming, really need an opportunity to play. So this opportunity is going to be great to get them ready to come in and compete at the highest level.
Awesome. And did you sense, actually, let me back up. What did you communicate to I'm sure the 2020 class had a number of questions, especially given the eligibility extension. What did you communicate to them on kind of like what their future was going to look like and what their role was going to be?
I mean, I don't know any other way than to just be straightforward and honest. Like, that's the only card I have to play. Like, I'm not good at anything else. So I don't even know if I'm good at that, but that's what I've got. So pretty much just told them that it's going to be hard, because it's going to be hard, and it's going to be more difficult, and it's going to probably more than they thought they would. But that's why they chose us, right? That's why they chose LSU, because they wanted a challenge. They did not want to take the easy way out. They wanted to play against the best of the best. They wanted to compete every weekend, and they're going to compete every day on our own practice field. And maybe that's some of the tough competition all year. Who knows? But it's going to be every single day. But again, like, that's not something we should be afraid of or back. If you have to compete your tail off every single day right there in your own practice, I think that's kind of an exciting way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. And you've got a really special group of seniors, and your 2020 class will have an opportunity to play with them. What is so special about that now 5th or 6th year senior class that's returning in 2021?
Yeah, I think Akaya Times is the first player that will be here for 6 years. So in LSU softball, so she had an ACL tear earlier. So she's still making it. She'll definitely be the grandma of the group, right? But and yet she's one of the fastest players we have. So figure that one out. But
yeah,
I think those guys have just been through a lot. They played in the College World Series. They bring a ton of experience to us, and I think couple that with what they have done here. They've made history the whole way. But the most historic thing they've ever done is stopping playing for our country and for everything that they're doing right now. So they've really made history, created history, so much valuable experience. Add that to being hungry for every single day that they're going to get. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a diverse group. It's, outfielders, indoors, it's a pitcher. So I think we'll have some influence in every spot on the field.
I don't know, Beth. I know you don't want to be the president of softball, but that was very presidential just now. I was inspired. I was like, they're making history. They're creating history. I was like, I am inspired right now. I think you need to rethink the president of softball. I just think you need to rethink it. I think there's an opportunity.
I'll let you manage my campaign.
Yeah, I think you got your campaign manager right here.
I got you.
Well, Beth, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, wait, I have an important question.
Okay.
I have an important question.
Okay.
Ches, we had the Kentucky coach on. Ches asked a really good question. What have you, what new skill have you developed or hobby have you developed during quarantine? And, Coach Lawson basically just told us she was bad at cooking. She figured that out. But what is your quarantine hobby been? What have you had any, fun experience during quarantine?
I've had a lot of fun experience because I am a full-time kindergarten teacher now, and it's full-time. If you think it's part-time,
absolutely not.
Okay, this is kindergarten teaching. I'm very thankful it's kindergarten because the math is not over my head. I can still add and subtract, so I'm good there. But I've tried to do it big to keep them interested. I have 2 kindergartners and then a preschooler. So it's takes. So I have tried really hard to be creative. We've had career, had dress up like a book character. We've been in outer space. We've done it all. So I've really tried hard to entertain girls, and I love their teachers more than I could ever love anyone on earth, and appreciate them so much. But my biggest silver lining is that I've gotten time with them, and that is such a huge thing for me. And that's someone asked, which I thought was. And we thought about this with the team. Someone asked us, what is the thing that you never had time for that you wish you did? That's why we kind of started our book club with our team, where we, we're like, we want to really work more on the mental side. We wanted to do some vision stuff. That's what we always for this, right? So what was the thing, that I always wanted? Well, it's honestly time with them, So I've gotten it, and it's been awesome and exhausting and wonderful all at the same time.
Wow. I'm tired just listening to that. I don't like I'm overwhelmed just thinking about 2 kindergartners and a preschooler.
Yeah. That happens when you're the president of softball.
Yeah.
I have 6 going on 10-mile bike rides. Can you believe that?
Oh, look
At you. That's impressive.
10-mile bike rides. I know.
Get it.
Fun. It takes hours because we have to stop and look at every duck along the way, but it's awesome.
That's amazing.
5-year-olds riding 10 miles? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow, these kids are they're going to space. They're riding. Yeah. They're doing triathlons. It's unbelievable what these kids are doing.
Yes, they do.
I think the Ironman's next.
I know. Maybe.
That's how we do it here. That's how we do it.
Has Nick been helping with the teaching? That's an important question.
Yes, he does PE, so he pitches to him every day. He tries to get him out a lot, so that's not always encouraging. No, but he pitches to him every day, and he sometimes at school and kindergarten, so he takes over in one of those areas a lot. But yeah, he's been great.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, let me know when I can sign up for the Torina school.
I know, right? Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
We've had some Facebook Lives where you got to come in and look into the school, so you can stay tuned on the presentation. You can be a part of it.
Okay.
I love it. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm setting an alert on my
we need
phone
a talent show next. We need this talent show streamed. We need a TikTok from you and Nick and the kids.
And the ducks that you see on the bike rides. They can be in the TikTok too.
You're supposed to know your strengths and your weaknesses here. So I'm going to go with my weaknesses, the TikTok. I'm out there. But the visiting the ducks and things, I'm okay.
Okay. As your campaign manager, I'll allow.
Perfect.
Well, Beth, thanks so much for joining us. It was definitely so nice to talk with you, and glad to hear that you and the family are doing so well, and LSU softball is on its way.
Yes, we're excited to see the gold and purple sooner rather than later.
Yes, already seeing the gold beautifully right next to you. So we love
I guess
it,
I should have worn the purple. I guess I don't know. Drop the ball.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for continuing to do the content and to keep all of us going. And it's more than you think. It just gives us something to do every day. Gives us some hope. Gives us just a reason to keep on. So we appreciate you guys still providing the content and still keeping the sport going.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
That's very humbling.
Appreciate it. Tell the fam we said hello.
I will. They'll be listening.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Another awesome call.
Well, I just got a new job.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it was nice knowing you.
I know. Campaign manager for president of softball.
Jeez. If I would have known we would have lost you doing this damn show. I don't know if I would have signed up for this.
Sorry. Beth Torina, Beth and Nick need my help.
Yeah, they need you.
They need me for their campaign.
I feel like you're going to get roped into teaching some other course at their school.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be so much about the campaign. They're going to be like, here, teach these 5-year-olds about outer space.
Yeah, and marketing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I could teach the 5-year-olds about marketing. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, it's so good to hear that things are starting to open up but also, I mean, there's still a lot of unknowns about when everything is going to get started. But you guys have to know that as soon as all that information is posted, we'll be sharing it with you as soon as we get it. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you heard it from Beth, she's like, I don't really even have any idea about that right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I think every coach is in that position. It's great to hear that schools are putting some timelines in place for fall sports. That's new information, right? That's something that we, a couple weeks ago, we were like, what's happening? Like there's, I think there's still like A, B, C, D, E, F plans, right?
Yeah.
That are being put in place, but that's a positive step. In my mind, that's a positive step forward.
Also something that when you asked her about recruiting, that I know, streaming the major tournaments becomes even more important. And Allie, I'm sure you see it on social. There's just like an uptick in the number of videos kids are posting of themselves training. And I think, I feel like we're just going to see an increase. Have you seen an uptick in terms of the number of videos?
Yeah, I feel like, and usually whenever I do see them, they do tag us. So it shows up in my notifications, and there have been a lot more. So yeah, there's definitely been an uptick within, girls showing off their own skill set through these videos.
Yeah, and then the Texas Fast Pitch League is, I think, I wouldn't be surprised to see other leagues pop up regionally.
Leagues. Yeah,
just because it makes sense. Like I would not be surprised to see a Georgia or Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, like that, part of the country start banding together. And I'm sure as we speak right now, they're trying to solidify fields for certain parts of the year just so they can get their kids some games. It's just, a real interesting time.
Yeah, it'll just be completely different, right? You don't have the championship of PGF, right, where the whole country's playing, and it's just it's going to be a different feel.
I had one conversation with a club coach earlier today, and he brought up a good point. So say, teams are able to get back on the field in June or July, whatever that date is. A lot of them may not be able to travel because, like you, all of us have been like in quarantine, so they have to go back to work. They no longer probably have like those vacation days.
Yep.
So what happens to them? And then there's families that have been laid off. There's furloughs, just a whole list of different situations that families are being put in. So
which makes regional that much more plausible as a potential secondary option.
Yeah, 100%. Well, should we talk about what's coming up next?
Yes, we should absolutely. Why would we ever not?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mostly because it has to do with you.
Yeah, it's my podcast. This week, we already released the Ches Show with Gwen Savekis, and tomorrow will be an episode with Danielle Laurie, which I highly recommend that you watch. It's probably my favorite podcast that I've done so far. Totally uncensored, totally unfiltered. Like, it is a softball interview that you have never seen before. I'll just put that out there.
She better not be overselling, folks.
I'm not. You'll laugh, you'll question.
There's cry.
I don't know about the crying
you might.
part. And then
you don't know. You don't know how people are going to react. They might cry. Maybe. They might laugh so hard that they cry.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
See?
Yeah.
I got it.
I doubt they cry, though. Anyways, and then next week we'll have an episode with Mr. Lincoln Martin. He's one of the premier instructor scouts in the nation. And tomorrow I have an interview with one of the top recruits going to the University of Alabama. You guys make your guesses. She's a middle infielder. She played on the junior national team.
Don't give them too much information. That's too much information.
Well, if you can't figure it out given that information, I don't know why you're watching this show. She's going to be one of the premier middle infielders to watch next season if she gets her time. I mean, we'll see. But when she gets her time, she going to be good.
Jess is making a bold prediction.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got the Judy Garman rebroadcast going and FloSoftball 24/7.
Literally softball all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you miss it.
And we miss you.
So we have it. And we miss you. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's our show for the week. And next Monday, we got Coach Candrea joining us on the pod.
I got to get my Ryan right for Coach Candrea. I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you better straighten out.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I need to get myself together quickly.
You better. Well, we'll see you guys next week.